parent in Felixstowe, if you're a grandparent in Felixstowe, you will have heard of Waiting for Christmas, because nearly every Felixstowe kid now, for several generations, when they're at junior and infant school, have featured in this project that's run by, really, Waiting for Christmas, a group in aid of Tear Fund. And Tear Fund, over the past few years, it's several years now, have actually received from Waiting for Christmas something like £50,000. That money has gone to Africa, to Malawi, where it's been received by an organisation called the Eagles. The Eagles work really hard to try and improve people's lives, and we've got two gents from there here to talk to us today.
We spend the money in responding to people's needs in Malawi. There are a number of needs that people in the rural community in Malawi are facing. Number one, people lack safe drinking water. So we have used part of the money to drill boreholes to provide hand pumps in different villages in Malawi so that people are able to access safe drinking water.
Really, it's dangerous when you're having unsafe water, because lots of diseases, especially for the under 5 children, it's really dangerous. So safe water is not good. People get different diseases, diarrhea and others. So it really quite affects their health as well. So even they cannot do development work, even if it's a parent, it's really hard for them to take good care of their children at home. So safe water is really a key, and it helps a lot. But also, as just Wilford said, this money also will be used to help people have enough food that can take them throughout the year through agriculture, that's irrigation farming, because 80% of Malawians, they depend on subsistence farming so that they can earn their living.
Currently, Malawi is facing what we call climate change, and our rainfall are more erratic. Our seasons are very short, and when Malawians depend on rain-fed agriculture, they hardly harvest in such a way that most of the people would have insufficient food. So this money really would help a long way a number of households that are falling short of food, because they will be engaged in irrigation farming, whereby they will be able to harvest something through that and access food. And basically, coming at household level, if a household doesn't have food, children mostly they suffer, they're under 5, because cases of malnutrition are rampant. But when a household has food, then cases of malnutrition reduces, and also even school attendance improves because people have food now.
We are very grateful for just the sheer volume of our volunteers, the work that they put in. Last week was National Volunteer Week, and we tried to celebrate as many of our volunteers as possible. Andy at Waiting for Christmas is just an excellent example of someone that really works hard and has a real passion to see transformation in lives across the world. And I think that is something that once you've got that inside of you, actually it's very inspiring, and you just want to strive to do more. And I think that's exactly what Andy and Louise and other people at Waiting for Christmas seek to do.
We will go with a commission for a mission that will change the world. We will go.
I would encourage all the people to participate in this project, and make sure you get involved and contribute whatever you can contribute, because at the end of the day, your money, your resources will have a bigger impact on the people in Malawi. Through Tear Fund and through you here, we can make a difference.
We want to change the world we live in. We want to make a better place. We're gonna dance upon injustice. We're gonna take the world, change the world.
It's almost been 20 years since we did the first one, so yeah, so it's been a long time in the Long time we've been doing these projects.
What got you started?
Actually, it was a young lad at one of the church youth groups in Felixstowe that suggested we made a cassette of some Christmas songs with his youth club, and we kind of expanded that concept. So the very first time, Heaven Invites You to Party back in 1993, we actually did it with about 100 children from 2 schools in Felixstowe. And then we got to Waiting for Christmas last year, which was 3,000 children from 80 schools across the whole of Suffolk. So it's expanded, but still centred and actually run out of Felixstowe.
And it's, I mean, from the general point of view, it's a huge effort for lots of people.
Absolutely, and we reckon we had somewhere around 300 volunteers involved last autumn in terms of helping to actually make the project work. That's everything from people looking after children, people choreographing the dance, all the technical support team, hundreds of stewards, many teachers of course that gave lots of time of their own time to help make the project work right across the county.
Now, we just had a chat with the guys from Malawi who actually do the work on the ground. You went to see them. Tell me what you found. Tell me how it impacted you when you saw what your money's achieved, or what your work has achieved.
Yeah, so we were very privileged to go out with Tear Fund to Malawi last June 2012. And that was an opportunity to do 2 things, really, to see the work that was happening on the ground that we would then be supporting, and also to obviously take lots of film to bring back to inspire and encourage people involved in the project. It was quite amazing. We had a unique opportunity to stay in a village in the middle of South Malawi, so we actually spent a few nights living in the village with the local people, just filming their daily lives, which is so different to ours. You know, I would say that we just don't realise what affluence we relatively live in compared with so many people in the world that are struggling to have water and even a little bit of food to eat and drink every day. So it's a real kind of eye opener. Even though I kind of knew what to expect, it still felt very strange and very real when we were there.
Now, you've been doing it for around 20 years. Going to carry on forever, or what?
Every time I promise my wife faithfully that this will be the last one. I think we've probably kind of grown the project and done as much as we can within the scaling that of the project in the nature it is at the moment. So I think what we're looking to the future on is how we can do something that's possibly slightly different, that allows it to scale more and actually engage even more people and have even more impact. I mean, it's exciting. We've raised almost £150,000 now through the projects over the years. So that's a great total, and we've achieved great stuff. And of course, that's only one part of the project. Raising awareness of the work that's happening with Tear Fund and general issues of poverty and justice across the world is a key important part of the project as well.
Some things that we took for granted, obviously they like water. It was such a main focus of our trip, and actually we can just turn on a tap, but they have to walk like kilometres to get water. So that was quite a hard thing to watch when we have it so easily. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's also a big shock actually when you go over there. They have so little, and yet they kind of have this front. They're very welcoming, and they have this kind of their very positive attitude, which is real. But very occasionally underneath it, you'll see them, the sadness and the hardship. But only very occasionally will they let you see that. And I think it was a big shock actually to see the challenges they face, and yet the way that they manage to maintain their life, and the way that they don't really want to show you necessarily the challenges, because they're just so grateful for the little they have, really.
And how generous they were with what they had. Like, they gave us so much, like we couldn't have asked for anything else. They just gave it to us, and like whenever we tried to help them, they were like, no, you're our guests, you stay. And it was really quite humbling for them to treat us that way. So